teams, but you got 4 of them that are playing each other, and so as you know, either Ole Miss or Auburn, one's going home, one's advancing, and Mississippi State and Georgia, one's going home and one's advancing. West Virginia singing Country Roads, and their players and their fans was pretty damn epic last night. That's cool. Surprised somehow Donald Trump didn't end up in the crowd, because that's like right in his wheelhouse. But no,
I mean, ain't no doubt.
I mean, I know he couldn't have known they were going to win and gotten there.
Right.
Although he could probably get there from Washington, D.C. in like 20 minutes. But anyway, that was cool.
That's very collegiate, right? Like that is.
It's so collegiate that it's even more collegiate than a Saturday in the SEC in the fall.
I agree.
Okay? And we live, breathe, die collegiate in caps. We are so collegiate, we're collegiate. And that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I
mean, it gives you
and their
chills.
people showed up. Look, I know Nick Mingione and Kentucky were crushed. You talking about somebody who was crushed is Georgia Tech yesterday. Damn nations. I mean, I know Florida was going, what just happened, but Georgia Tech, in their home stadium, and Oklahoma doing their thing. Did I count Oklahoma 2-4-6? Yeah,
you did. Yeah.
Okay.
Is
keep
top
thinking
2 national seeds are out, right?
Yeah, UCLA and Georgia Tech.
How about it?
So
the field is
1,
opened
2,
up,
3,
baby.
4, 5, 6. Isn't that funny? Oklahoma. We've got Oklahoma and Kansas, which feels like a big Monday. When I was in school in 1995, 96, 96, bartending at Shapley's, big Monday. Ron Franklin, Jacques Vaughn, Roy Williams, and was Billy Tubbs still there? He was. And Eddie Sutton was at Oklahoma State. It's so funny. Oklahoma is now in the SEC. Kansas is still in the Big 12, but that feels like a big Monday matchup with Ron Franklin calling the game while, you're at the Cotton District Grill. Or back then, the grill on the square in Oxford. Or the Cotton District Grill in Starkville. That's what that feels like. Oklahoma, Kansas, big Monday, and those teams could get after it.
Ron Franklin was a legend.
Yeah, he was.
Right.
We had him on the show.
Nice.
Had one of the best gravelly Southern voices. Went to Ole Miss. He used to do the C Spire Connerly, and of course he called football, basketball. I don't know what else he called, but we know he called football and basketball for years. And he was a staple on Big Monday.
Yeah.
That was big back then. I mean, ESPN slotted you throughout the week. And again, it was before we had all our gadgets and stuff. So people locked in and watched. In the Big 12, Roy Williams, who didn't win it there, but won them at North Carolina. Billy Tubbs, who actually got beat, I think, by Manning and the Miracles in '88. Wasn't that a Kansas-Oklahoma national championship game by Danny Manning? But Tubbs was really good. He had a player named King that was awesome, but he had a couple other dogs. And then Eddie Sutton wasn't scared at all. He got caught at Kentucky cheating. I guess one of his assistant coaches sent a FedEx envelope of cash or something to a recruit. It somehow got opened up.
Somehow.
Right. And then they had to fire him, which led to Rick Pitino at Kentucky.
That worked out.
Somehow Sutton, most guys would have been done, because that was back when the NCAA hammer would when you got in trouble, you didn't work again.
Right.
Like Barry Switzer. I mean, he wasn't going to work again. It's ridiculous, but he wasn't going to work again after Oklahoma unless he went to the Cowboys. That's NFL. That doesn't count. But yeah, Eddie Sutton somehow flipped that right into Oklahoma State. I don't know, that was usually when ADs would not touch you after an NCAA hiccup. Switzer Sherrill wasn't going to get. Sherrill was a young man when he stepped down at Mississippi State. Should have coached again, but Tark was able to find a couple of gigs, I think, post UNLV. I don't remember where all he went. I'll have to go back and look that up. But good morning. Welcome in the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. We're brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Mississippi. It's good to be blue. The official healthcare provider of the Out of Bounds Show. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Mississippi. This is ESPN 105.9 The Zone. We're streaming live on the Out of Bounds radio app. We just upgraded and updated the app. Some of you will need to go in the app store and update the Out of Bounds radio app. We did some work there. We're doing some more. I'm paying for it. But anyway, point is, Ray Dog is doing it for us. And he's a tech dude and really talented. And so we updated it. Need to do a couple more things, but it's popping and kicking. So how about what Vaughn has done at Bama? Is Vaughn an assistant coach under Nate Oates? What's he talking about? Oh, Rob Vaughn, the baseball coach. I'm talking about Jacques Vaughn, the point guard. Okay, got it. No, he's done a great job. Yeah. I mean, they went through the gambling scandal.
Yeah, baby.
And then Byrne was able to get out of, it wasn't his, but he was able to fire that guy, identify a guy. Where did he bring him in from? Maryland? I don't remember. And this guy's won. I mean, Burns hit on more hires maybe than just about anybody when it comes to Dan Mullen and John Cohen at Mississippi State. Both big winners, big winners in hires, great hires. Dan Mullen was a great hire. John Cohen was a great hire as a baseball coach. Out at Arizona, Sean Miller, Rich Rod, Jay Johnson. That's strong. And you're right. Nate Oates at Bama, Vaughn at Bama, and Kalen hadn't done a bad job by any stretch. It's just a different day and age and so on. So yeah, he's been on a roll. Dan Mullen, John Cohen, Jay Johnson, Sean Miller, Rich Rod, Kalen DeBoer, Nate Oates, Rob Vaughn. That's pretty damn good. That doesn't count some of the, non-revenue sports. So that's that. You either have a feel for it or you don't. It's hard, but and then some are pretty good at it, and then some are god awful. But it's all about football hires, and Burns made football hires. That have worked out with Dan Mullen, Rich Rod, and Kalen today. They made the college football playoff, went to Oklahoma, boat raced them, and then got smoked by Indiana. But I mean, it could have been worse. They did go to the SEC championship game.
Everyone got, smoked by Indiana, to be fair.
Well,
no, they didn't actually.
But no, they went undefeated and had a tremendous season. No doubt about it. Morning Drive is driven by your next GMC Sierra truck at Fowler GMC, Fowler, Pearl Brandon. Pre-owned and new GMC Sierra trucks and GMC Yukons. You can get the Denali package, FOWLER, FowlerGMC.com, FowlerGMC.com. Mansplain says, Bo, how good is Jacob Parker? Not only a great hitter, but a cannon from left field. Or right, I think is what he meant. I can remember him throwing out two runners trying to get a double. Any idea of his compensation? I don't know how much he's getting paid, but he is getting paid like all starters. And he'll ask for more, and he'll get whatever he wants for next year. He's got a chance to be like a player of the year type guy in college baseball. So
should be your freshman of the year.
Well, that's true. I didn't think about that.
He's definitely, if he is a finalist, we'll see.
Okay.
I don't know who votes on that, but
I'm sure some very, very important people that are also on their HOA board. We're live in the Bank Plus studio, Out of Bounds, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. The show is brought to you by The Breakfast, the absolutely fresh, just made this morning, fresh breakfast biscuits from Fleetway Market and the Market Cafe in Gluckstadt. We've got some audio from Max Brown, who is a former quarterback at Southern Cal when Lane Kiffin was there. And Eddie O took over for Lane when Lane got fired on the tarmac, which was actually a bad firing by Pat Hayden. But Pat Hayden was a disaster as an athletic director. And so anyway, y'all know Lane was fired on the tarmac after an Arizona or Arizona State game. They flew back late in L.A. And Eddie O took over and had a nice run as the interim, but that's not what Pat Hayden wanted to do. And he hired Sark, blah, blah, blah. Max Brown was a highly recruited quarterback. Never really panned out, but played some. But he's got some great stories here. And this is him talking about the difference between Kiffin as a head. This is way back when at Southern Cal days.
Right.
The difference between Kiffin as a head coach and Eddie O as a head coach.
Both Lane Kiffin and Ed Orgeron were my head coaches in college. Here are my 5 favorite Coach O memories. So when Kiffin was our head coach, he didn't allow us to eat sour cream, so they had
Yes!
Greek yogurt on Mexican night. And the second he got fired and Coach O took over, Coach O took all the healthy food restraints off. We had dessert, but most
Yes!
importantly, every Wednesday night, he had some sort of like a fast food takeout. So we had Panda Express for like 4 weeks Wednesday night before games. And then there was this Cajun food catering service he would fire up. It was big time too. And you're going to sense a theme here with food. But on the very first weekend I was at USC, Coach O rented a big SUV to take us, all of the new freshmen, to a donor event. And he whipped through McDonald's drive-thru and said, "Yo, boys, get whatever you want." So we had like a whole van of 6 of us just hammering the Mickey D's drive-thru. So Coach O recruited me to USC. And at the time, USC was in sanctions. And you technically weren't allowed to talk to prospects at their high school. But every other coach just broke the rules. But USC had to be like by the book because they were in trouble. So Coach O would literally wave to me across the cafeteria and then walk outside, and then I would just call him on the phone to just talk to him like he was like 40 yards away from me. And when I first met him, I was like, "Yo, that's the coach from The Blind Side." Kiffin was known for long ass meetings the Friday night before games. Orgeron's like, "Yeah, we're not doing that." So we went to movies every single Friday night before a game. It was awesome. And then lastly, I don't know if Coach O does this at every single stop, and I know he's a little bit older now, but he would have a route around USC where he would literally run around campus shirtless, just getting the people going. And after a few sugar-free Red Bulls, so LSU fans, keep a lookout for Coach O's run.
Oh, that's so delicious.
Good. That's good.
So that's Max Brown, former quarterback at Southern Cal. I think Jackson told me he ended up at Pitt.
Yeah.
But he played for Lane and Eddie O. And even though they're buds, they had different approaches as head coach. Lane, no sour cream.
None.
That's so freaking
Greek
awesome.
yogurt.
Okay. And then Eddie O's like, "We're going to Panda Express, baby." And we're also going through a McD's drive-through. And
That's awesome.
yeah, it's and we're not doing long video sessions on a Friday night.
Matter of fact,
We're going to a movie. Remember Leach loved that? Remember the talk about how Leach would sit? So he took Mississippi State to a movie every Friday, or most every Friday, of home games. And Leach would stay. This is so funny. He would stay all the way till the last credit roll.
No way.
So everybody'd be on the bus. Leach is in there with this popcorn and Coca-Cola. Go all the way through, and then he'd get up and leave. Anyway, back to Lane and Eddie O. So, Jackson, this did not surprise you this morning. I have never had Panda Express.
No.
And I'm hoping, whether today is my last day or 20 years from now, I'm hoping I can make it till the end.
You're gonna make it.
Okay.
There's one scenario in which I see maybe, but that would be if it's still in the union. I don't know if it's there anymore. It was
Okay,
in the
well, let's
union.
ask our listeners. Is there still a Panda Express in the Union in Starkville? The Dancing Rabbit Golf text line is 601-885-3776. Book your stay and play today. We'll meet you up there. All right, text line 601-885-3776. Have you had Panda Express a lot?
No, not a lot. I
What,
think I
5
did it
times, 10 times?
in my life?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think all of them were in the Union.
Well, that makes sense. When you're in college, you're
It's
just
different.
trying to survive.
Since then, I don't eat that.
I mean, you don't have any money. I told you I lived off a junior cheeseburger at Wendy's and fries.
Right.
I could eat it mid-afternoon. It was the only thing I needed to eat all day.
So-
I had to have enough money for the grill.
Right.
And I was broke.
Right.
So I could eat a junior cheeseburger and fries and survive in college.
Yeah.
But
Simple.
yeah. And if somebody, and then once you got to the table at the grill, people could order and split,
Lit.
right?
Gotta have a
All
split.
you needed is like one quesadilla to make it through the night, if that much, right?
That's
All
plenty.
right, Panda Express. What are they known for?
The actual logo. the cute
Okay,
little
so they
panda.
got a cute panda.
Yeah, that's about
So that's
it.
that's kind of the hook.
Chinese.
Didn't they do some commercial where the panda pooped or something
Did
and
it?
they messed themselves up, or am I making that up?
I don't know, but I like where you're going. Let me look.
Okay, I for some reason, I had not thought about that until 10 seconds ago. I thought something happened and an ad agency got cute on creative or something, but I could be totally wrong. Maximus is on the Dancing Rabbit Golf text line. He says, Bo, I enjoyed seeing you and Jackson at Taste Italian restaurant yesterday at lunch. Jackson was dressed like a mix of Spike Lee and Steve Martin in The Jerk.
All right.
Loved the blue hat with the black shirt and shorts.
Let's go.
Yeah, it was it was all right.
Couldn't find my hat yesterday.
Oh, you couldn't?
No, I was looking for this hat.
Oh, your Elijah Craig hat?
Yeah, which I really like.
That is a really, let's give away an Elijah Craig. Let's give away a couple of them. They shipped us several. Those
They're
are
sharp.
Those are good looking
I love them.
lids.
I'll turn it around for the YouTubes.
Okay. All right. We'll give away 3 Elijah Craig hats with some other bar stuff back there from Elijah Craig. It's a lot of stuff that I need to give away.
Yeah, I love this hat.
All right. We'll do it through National Bubba Day. It's National Bubba Day, which resonates with all of you living in the Sun Belt or the Southeast, or for those of you streaming outside, you've lived here before. You're tied to either Mississippi State, Ole Miss, or some part of this wonderful, beautiful Magnolia State. I'd like to know from you on the text line to enter to possibly win an Elijah Craig hat and some other gear. What's peak Bubba behavior? Is it pulling a boat with a truck that's older than you are? Is it wearing camo to church? Is it grilling in flip-flops during a thunderstorm? Is it naming your dog Bubba Jr.?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I so you can weigh in on the text line 601-885-3776, National Bubba Day. Now, what are the official qualifications to become a Bubba? Owns at least one Yeti cooler. It's got to be in the back of your pickup truck, I think. Doesn't it?
Kind of bolted in, too.
Yeah.
Don't they lock
I mean,
them
you've
in
got to
now?
have that
Yeah.
thing secure,
Yeah.
like you're going into nuclear war.
They got legs.
Okay. 2, you have a smoker named after him.
I can see that.
Okay. All right. You call everyone either boss or big dog.
Hoss as well.
Hoss is another one.
Hoss has to be.
That's
included.
right. All right.
That's, yeah.
Again, wears camo to weddings
Part, of course.
and has never met a gas station biscuit he didn't like. What are some other official qualifications to become a Bubba?
I mean, I think
You have to have a taxidermy side hustle.
that cut off shirts is going to have to be in there.
Oh,
I mean, right?
oh, you've got to have you've got to have at least 5
Yeah.
or 10 sleeveless shirts.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about the ones that come sleeveless. I'm talking about the ones that you cut
Right.
or rip.
No, but there's a
They
combo
do-
now.
Yeah, they have some good ones. Though.
Yeah. Oh, they don't, but I mean, that's what people buy anyway. God help us. All right. The Dancing Rabbit Golf text line is 601-885-3776. Let's see. We call everyone cuz. Okay. Oh, Robert says you got to have a spotlight at the top of the truck.
The accessories.
That's powered by Rick's Pro Truck and their 3 locations in the metro area. Trucks live here. driven by RPT. RicksProTruck.com. Mansplain says if you've been to a funeral or wedding and a deer has what? Well, hold on.
Whoa, no, what?
Hold on. If you've been to a funeral or wedding and a deer was killed, you've been around some bubbas.
Oh, at the wedding or funeral?
I guess so.
Oh, well, yeah, that happens in the country.
Of course, a guy with a big chaw of tobacco.
Oh,
And you got to call it a chaw.
yeah, it ain't.
You got to give me a pack of chaw. Okay.
ain't chewing.
Overalls with no shirt on underneath.
Good with that.
Yeah. When guys do that, no bueno.
No
When
bueno.
females do it, thumbs up. Oh, yeah. Wear pants tucked inside the top of the boots.
Oh.
You damn right.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Yes.
And definitely have a pair of regular boots and a pair of church boots.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Skull ring on your khakis.
Nice.
Yeah, that's powered by
Big time.
Bubba. Okay. Bubba's always wear worn out Crocs and typically leaning on pinky toe sides with I don't know. Anyway. All right. We are the Out of Bounds Show. I want to continue to talk about that audio. Max Brown talking about the difference between Lane Kiffin and Eddie O taking the team at Southern Cal to Panda Express 4 straight weeks. I don't know how they lived, but is there still a Panda Express in the Union in Mississippi State? Text line 601-885-3776.
WRKS Pickens Jackson.
All systems go.
Live from the Whiskey 61 Lounge inside the Bank Plus studio.
This is Alan Warden.
Live in the studio. It's the Out of Bounds Show with Bo Bounds. Streaming live worldwide on the Out of Bounds radio app. And on your radio at ESPN 105.9. All set? Let's go. The Zone.
Ooh, baby.
Hey, Out of Bounds, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Myles Garrett to the Los Angeles Rams. Hello. Russell Wilson decides to go to the booth. Mike Detillier, WWL Radio TV New Orleans at 8:30. He's on the Saints Network and the LSU Football Network. Mike Detillier will join us on the Farm Bureau Insurance Guest Line at 8:30. Brought to you by the Bone-In Filet at Kessler Prime and the Renaissance. Pair it with a delicious, super ice-cold Tito's Martini with 3 olives. You may even want to dip some bacon in there. Why not? Let's get crazy. What?
I like where you're at. I like your bacon in a martini stance.
I think it's, I put bacon in my Tito's Bloody Mary at Two Brothers Saturday. I was the first one to do it. The waitress was like, you want some bacon?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. And she was like, how are you going to, I was like, I need bacon.
Yeah.
Give me 3 pieces and I'll just dip. It's an appetizer as I'm waiting on these knuckleheads to get here who can't ever get anywhere on time. So I'm hanging out with Terry Powell, who's playing at Two Brothers, and he needed me to help him set up. I'm kidding. Obviously. I didn't do anything. I just talked to him. And
hey, that helps.
And yeah,
that's big time, though.
He had bought a really cool Mississippi State baseball jersey to play in.
Oh, nice.
It was a good vibe.
Tight.
So shout out to T. Powell, Terry Powell, who sang for us in studio. He needs to come back in and hang out with us. But anyway, show is brought to you by the Bone-In Filet at Kessler Prime. And bacon in your Tito's Bloody Mary is a home run. Crispy. But man, they do the thick bacon at Two Brothers. Kessler has an appetizer like that. That thick bacon in the Tito's Bloody Mary is fabulous on a game day.
That is a good.
It just gets your mind right knowing that the fried cheese and the wings are about to hit the table. It was funny talking to some of the people that were traveling in from Cincinnati and Lafayette and so on when they were trying Barton Dinkins has the best wings in the SEC.
Yeah.
He's a award-winning pitmaster. He's a freak. Fabulous. But I loved hearing them talk about how much fun that they were having. I'm glad they got beat, but I loved that they were having a good time.
Right.
Every time I would see a Cincinnati, I can't ever we talk about how guys we hit a ceiling at 15 or 16 years old on the who, what, where, and when on sports.
Right.
This is what we think. We're boots in the ground in concrete. We're never going to change. That type deal.
Yeah.
As I was watching Cincinnati people walk around the Cotton District on Saturday morning, waiting on my buddies, I couldn't help but think, I couldn't get into baseball. I'll always think about basketball.
Yeah.
I'll always think about Bobby Huggins and Nick Van Exel and Kenyon Martin and all the wonderful players that Huggy Bear had that went through the Natty. And of course, AK was an assistant. Frank Martin was an assistant. That is basketball. Y'all know the drill. I know they love their NFL football up there, but they love college hoops, and they did a better job of it up there until recently,
right?
Than we have now in the last 15 years. Well, I take that back. Really, when Pitino and Nolan, we had some teams prior to that, but Pitino and Nolan got things rolling in our league, gave us sizzle and star power, and so on. But I will never be able to see I can't not think about college hoops and my 80s and 90s and how much I loved it and binge watched it and was obsessed with it when I see the C in the Cincinnati pullover when these guys were walking around Starkville this weekend.
Yeah.
It was hard to think about baseball. But give them credit. They had a good team.
Yeah, they did.
And their coach has done a good job because I don't think that's not an easy – you don't have a budget. Is it NIL budget maybe what, $300K? And I figure the head coach probably makes $200,000, $250,000. Brian O'Connor makes $3 million. And I was sitting there thinking as I was watching them in the dugout with my buddy Steven on Saturday night, I thought, what does that assistant coach make? 80, 90 grand living in Cincinnati, Ohio? Because, it's a non-revenue. Hell, some of the SEC teams, much of them don't make any money, but they have media rights money. Can you imagine how much money they do or don't pump into a program like that? Now, they are in the Big 12. See, I grew up, they are in the Big 12, right?
Yeah.
Okay. When I grew up, they were not in the Big 12. And so when Huggy Bear was there and all that, they were in something. I don't know what the hell they were in. But no, right when I started the show, they were in Conference USA because Southern, there was a second there where everybody was cooking, but Southern, and it wasn't Southern's fault, but Conference USA lost all the major metropolitan areas, which just that meant they were never going to get a deal again. So when Marquette, Natty, DePaul, and I know DePaul doesn't play football, but they're in Chicago, and Louisville left conference. That was pretty much all the major metropolitan areas where you can bundle population to sell your media rights deal to some kind of network or platform.
Right.
And when that went to hell, because I started in 2003 in Jackson, in October, Eli Manning's senior year, 2003, and it imploded within, I think, the first year I was on the air as far as CUSA, having major metropolitan teams. But I'll always think of Nick Van Exel and the year that they were the number one seed. Remember when Kenyon Martin broke his leg? And people were devastated, man, because he was at another level. What he had done the 90 days prior to that, going into March, was almost illegal. He was that good. Nobody could even think about containing him. And if he doesn't break his leg, I want to say it was on a Thursday or a Friday of their conference tournament, or either their first game of the tournament. I don't know if it was conference tournament or first game of March Madness.
Hey.
But it was devastating for Huggy Bear. And Hugs eventually gets fired. He had brung up like his third DUI or something, and then he went to West Virginia.
They had him.
He may have sat out for a year or so. God, he would have been so good on TV. I don't know if he ever dabbled in it, but as much as some of them are really good and some of them aren't, man, I think Hugs would have been good.
He broke it during the CUSA tourney.
Okay. I can't believe I just pulled that,
That was
especially at my age.
Pretty dang good. There was another first-round draft pick, lottery pick on that team as well.
Hold on, let me think. I remember him. I can see him right now. Dude could absolutely ball. Wasn't he a wing?
He was.
Give me a hint.
He's got. That's a tough. DJ are his initials. Well, yeah, DJ.
Okay, who is it?
DerMarr Johnson.
Yes. Okay. I remember. I can see him right now from that Cincinnati team.
Wow.
And the Natty was just in a regional at Mississippi State in baseball. Crazy.
Yeah, that's odd.
And look, there was a lot of concern. I mean, that they were dangerous and that had some juice to. I mean, look, you've got Little Rock, you got Cal Poly, you got Troy, you got all, and kudos to them. But you just don't ever know.
They only lost 2 ball games that year in the regular season.
I'm telling you, Kenyon Martin did things that were not. It was a man among boys in college basketball.
I knew he was nasty. So he gets hurt and he still goes number 1.
Yeah.
Kmart.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
I loved him.
Wow. And then when Huggy Bear was fired, AK took over as the interim. And then he landed at Ole Miss later. I guess the next year when Rod Barnes was let go.
That's Rick's brother.
Yep.
Nice.
All right, we're live in the Bank Plus studio. The show is brought to you by the amazing Super Fresh Breakfast Biscuits, breakfast sandwiches at Fleetway Market in the Market Cafe in Gluckstadt. Show is also presented by the super cool Mississippi State and Ole Miss Peter Millar gear at the Rogue Men's Store in Jackson.
garbage.
Oh, man.
Me hot take. Me hot take. Me hot take.
Hot take, Jackson Meadows. No, Jackson Hot Take Meadows. Yeah. Do you have a hot take for us today? I mean, all right, so let me just go over a couple of things.
Hit me.
Myles Garrett gets traded from the Cleveland Browns to the Los Angeles Rams. Les Snead, Sean McVay, that whole group out in L.A. They already have a Super Bowl together, and Stafford, among others.
Right.
And they had some defensive lineman that I heard was really, really good before he retired. And now Myles Garrett goes to the L.A. Rams. And we just had Steve Palazzolo on, and he was talking about how the Rams are one of the teams to beat in the NFC. And now they just added an edge rusher who is a phenomenal football player and can change a game like that. I mean, he can wreck your drive or strip the ball or just make you uncomfortable, and you got to prep for him all week, which means you're using bandwidth to stop Myles Garrett while there's other people who can also do things that disrupt your offense. Right. He's the kind of guy that every week the offensive coordinator is going, we're playing Myles Garrett, and we're going to have to do da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Throughout situationally, this is what it looks like, da-da-da. Myles Garrett to the LA. All right, so do you have all right, Myles Garrett to the LA Rams, Russell Wilson to the booth, Ole Miss and Mississippi State to the Super Regionals. Russell didn't want to go to the Jets, which I get. I mean,
why would you?
Right. He's already made an absolute hundreds of millions, and he's going to make a truck ton of money post NFL playing career. And he'll get to name what all he wants to do and continue to endorse products, but they'll take him in the booth or many, many other things that he'll be able to do. Russell Wilson, Super Bowl winner, played in another Super Bowl,
That's right.
All that. All right. What else am I missing?
Well, the hot take from there is that Russell's going to be trash in the booth.
Ouch. Do you think he'll be, so you don't think he'll be good?
I think that the law of averages will come into play at some point.
Okay.
All right, so the past few quarterbacks that we've seen come in.
Right.
All right, Romo was really good. I know he's trailed off and people.
Well, but has he?
See, I don't know. People talk.
Or now he's just been around a while?
That's probably what.
All right, go ahead.
But Romo was
really good,
Romo
right? Does a good job.
Very good. Brady's pretty good.
No, Tom does a good job.
Very good.
He's really good.
And has Rodgers been in the booth? I feel like I've seen him.
No.
No. Okay, all right. Those two were pretty good.
Drew may be back in the booth at some point.
And he was all right.
He got beat up a little too much.
He did.
And he needs to get back in and get rolling. He'll do a good job.
Yeah.
Aikman's good. I like the others better. And Greg Olsen, who's a non-quarterback, is fantastic.
You like Greg?
Yeah.
That dude's huge.
Big time.
A big boy.
Big time.
Big old boy.
Tight end.
Yeah, I thought about taking him one day.
Oh, you did?
Well, then I looked at him. And
Did you channel your inner Bubba?
Well,
Your Kathmandu's Bubba?
if I wanted to stand a shot, I would have had to.
Okay.
Because he was a big boy.
Speaking of National Bubba Day, and we're giving away Elijah Craig hats, and I just found some highball glasses. Okay, here's how you enter to win on the text line, 601-885-3776. 601-885-3776. You need to tell me, we got a couple of things going on here, but what are the official qualifications to become a Bubba? We know you got to own a Yeti cooler.
Oh, yeah.
You have to have a smoker named after yourself. You call everyone boss, hoss, or big dog.
Yeah.
You wear camo to weddings. And you have never, ever met a gas station biscuit you didn't like. Okay, I've got some others here. If Bubba were running for governor of Mississippi, what's his campaign slogan? More deer, less meetings. Okay? Gas station biscuits for all. Can you imagine if you were able to just even raise like $1 million and everywhere you went, you bought you bought out breakfast biscuits and breakfast sandwiches around the state. I think that's votes. All right, keep the beer cold and the taxes low.
There you go.
One more slogan. Make tailgates great again.
I like that.
All right, which I think means like you got deer antlers in the middle of the tailgate tent. Okay?
Yeah.
What's the most Bubba thing you've ever witnessed at an SEC football game? All right, RV with a satellite dish, smoker, and generator. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Somebody frying catfish at 8 a.m. in the morning. No doubt. A cooler that required 3 men and a game plan to move.
No doubt.
So when the big boom of big coolers happened, and we all went through it.
Hate it.
Okay? The Yetis and all the others. I will never forget being down at Turquoise Place in Orange Beach 15 years ago. And this group of guys had the biggest Yeti. I don't know what quart size it was, but they had the biggest Yeti you could buy. And I don't want to surprise you, but they were from Louisiana and LSU guys.
Yeah.
These guys were built like Hulk Hogan. And it took 3 of them, all they had, to take that down the elevator, in the lobby, walk all the way out the pier, and then walk another sometimes 75 to 100 plus yards in the sand to wherever the wives and the kids are. Yes, and I thought, I will never, ever do that. Ever.
No.
I mean, if I have to go restock the cooler, something for me to do.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I can walk up, get on the elevator at Turquoise, go up. I mean, grab a few beers. There weren't seltzers then. Yeah, grab some Michelob Ultras and some Busch Lights and some Key City beer, and I'm ready. But I'm not packing a cooler with 250 cans of beer so that 3 guys who look like they bench press each other every day can get it down to the beach. It's not happening. But I love it. I love that we went through that. I mean, and some guys still do it, but it's kind of burned off some. Even the guys who are full of blank and vinegar have realized, do I really want to carry 500 pounds down to the beach?
Right.
Because here's the deal. At 5 or 6 in the afternoon, when you've been out there all day and you've been sipping on cold beers, and you got to tote that back up,
Way lighter.
it's not as easy as it was at 10 a.m. when you were full of,
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I think it's the other way around.
Are you okay?
I mean, dude, it's lighter.
Just because you're
And
wearing a
you're ready.
Baskin Robbins shirt today
Dude.
doesn't mean that you know.
They're ready to roll when it's late.
Okay.
But there's always going to be the kid. There's always still. It is still very much a thing because you see the kids have to learn their lesson the hard way.
Okay.
Every time I'm out there on the beach, I see, whether it be a group of 4, 6, whatever, and they're chugging, and they learned their lesson on that day. Never to carry that big old cooler out here again.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a rite of passage. You have to do it.
Well, I just want you to know that I did not carry a big, super heavy Yeti cooler down to the beach. Now, I had a bunch of them.
Ever?
No.
Really?
No.
I mean, at that point, don't you just think smarter, not harder?
No question.
Maybe get some wheels, figure it out.
Yeah.
Get a little innovative and throw some wheels on that thing.
Ooh, baby.
Are we playing the music? All right, cool. We are the Out of Bounds Show. It's National Bubba Day, and it's driven by your next GMC Sierra truck or GMC Yukon. Get the Denali package. Test drive one today at Fowler GMC. They're right there, Pearl Brandon. FOWLER, FowlerGMC.com. Mike Detillier. Coming up next, Myles Garrett, traded from the Browns to the Los Angeles Rams. Garrett is out in Cleveland, and he'll make the Rams even better and maybe the favorite in the NFC.
Woo, baby! Guess what? Texas still sucks.
Oh, out of bounds, ESPN 1059 The Zone, freshly made every day. Breakfast biscuits, breakfast sandwiches, Fleetway Market and the Market Cafe in Gluckstadt. Fleetway Market and the Market Cafe in Gluckstadt. Also a great selection of cold beer. They're open for breakfast and lunch. They've got a restaurant inside there. It is the Market Cafe. Great spot. Then they've got over 25 of them in the state of Mississippi. The Out of Bounds show is powered by Fleetway Market and the Market Cafe in Gluckstadt. Mike D joins us on the Out of Bounds show, ESPN 1059 The Zone, brought to you by Sound and Communications. Your next video wall for your sports facility, business, or church, soundcomav.com. All right, Mike Detillier, WWL Radio TV New Orleans. Mike D, we know the Rams are going to be good. We know that McVay and Snead and Stafford and what they've done is impressive the last decade or so. Now they trade for Myles Garrett. What is your reaction to Garrett going to the Rams?
Basically, they've just pushed all the chips in for 2026. And there had been some rumblings that the Browns were maybe looking around to see about getting a deal done. But the Rams were hesitant to trade Jared Verse. They know that he's a very good player in this league. But to get Myles, and you talking about one of the premier guys in the National Football League, think about since 2017, and that was the only year he did not get double-digit sacks. He's had 125 quarterback sacks, 149 tackles for losses, and 23 forced fumbles. He's playing on one of the worst teams in the NFL because they really couldn't support anything offensively as good as they were on defense. I'm a big believer, and I've always felt this way, that nothing wins games in the fourth quarter more than a pass rush. Look how it ended the last couple of years for the Rams. They go to Philly, snowy field. They end the ball game at the end, had an opportunity, and they watched Jalen Carter take over that game late and made 3 critical plays to basically sort of end the Rams' run. Last year, going up against Seattle, your offense scored enough points to win, but your defense could not get a pass rush late on Sam Darnold, could not slow him down. And it ended up being a W for Seattle. So what do they do this offseason? They go out and they get, I think one of the best slot cover corners in the business, and Trent McDuffie from Kansas City, gave up a late first-round pick for him. And now they go out and get the best defensive player in pro football. And, so, man, you got something there. You really, really do with Myles Garrett. And you're going to have a 2-year run with Matt Stafford, MVP of a year ago, get the defensive player of the year. So it's going to be tough to beat the Rams. So watch and see if the Eagles don't try to make another maneuver other than what they did with the A.J. Brown deal-off, because they know eventually who you're going to have to face. Seattle won't be as good this year.
No.
They've lost some pieces to the puzzle there, and also some coaches. And I think a lot of times that gets overlooked.
Yeah.
That when you win a Super Bowl, you get your staff sort of picked apart a little bit. But, some key pieces on both sides of the football. The Rams were favorites before, and if you didn't think they were favorites before, they really favorites now with Myles Garrett.
Wow. Mike Detillier, NFL insider on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. Always trying to find an edge. Remember, Mike doesn't subscribe to this, but you have people who say you can't do this, and yet the Rams keep doing this. You know, they're like, yeah, you can't go all in because then you're going to be bad for years and years. No, it's the NFL. You may dip for a minute or two, but the Rams, this is like the third time Snead and McVay have done this because they're not scared and they realize you got to go get it. And Mike was also referencing Howie Roseman, GM for the Eagles. They're always looking at how they go get it right now. Jerry Jones is always talking about why you can't do it. It's just unbelievable. We're live in the Bank Plus studio. Mike D, WWL Radio, TV New Orleans. All right, Mike, we thought this was going to happen, and they're going to reunite, so to speak. A.J. Brown and Vrabel were together in Nashville with the Titans, and A.J.'s been with the Eagles, now Vrabel with the Patriots. Now he's heading that way. What does that do for you? A.J. going to meet up or hook up and connect with Vrabel and the Patriots?
You know, I was doing my show yesterday and thinking about, and I still do work with the Titans network, but at one time that team had Mike Vrabel as head coach, A.J. Brown at receiver, and Derrick Henry at running back. Now, none of them are there anymore. It's been a season or an off season of distractions for New England. And realizing that you're going to have to make some moves on the roster, but it's also a refocus. Because they got a lot of people that BS you in life about, well, things in my personal life don't distract me from what I'm doing at work. Yeah, right. And it don't rain in Southern California in the summertime either. So, they had to make this move. They needed an alpha at wide receiver without Stephon Diggs, and they were able to get it with A.J. Brown. And I think he'll work really well with Drake May at quarterback. I think the biggest concern for me with New England was you had a couple of rookies starting on the left side. For the most part, held up pretty well during the season, but they got exposed at come playoff time. And so your offensive line has to be better, but getting A.J. Brown, and you didn't have to give up a first-round pick in 2027. That first-round pick is in 2028. So the Patriots have done a good job in drafting the last 2 years. You couldn't have predicted, the off-the-field issues that have occurred there that are a distraction to your organization. I don't care how you put it, how focused you are, how well you can compartmentalize things in life. There are things that distract you tremendously, and I think that's one of them. And so the A.J. Brown deal, I think, comes in ideal time for the Patriots to get a guy who, first time I met him, I swore he would have played running back because that's how he's built. He's sort of a short, compact build guy, really well built from the waist up. And his ability to get off press coverage, the Patriots in playoff time had difficulties. If it was Keyshawn Butte, if it was Diggs, whoever, they had difficulties getting separation downfield with their receivers. What does A.J. Brown do best? Get off press coverage. He's real physical, and he runs with the ball extremely well after the catch.
No doubt.
The big question is, what sort of happened in Philly between him and Jalen Hurts, who were close friends? And I guess a lot of times I see this more, having done this 40 years, I see it more between the head coach and the quarterback. But the Eagles didn't win a Super Bowl without A.J. Brown. He was that good. But there seemed to be something really personal between the two of them that sort of formed a rift between the two guys. And I know A.J. is a type of take charge guy, to be honest with you. And maybe the personalities finally clashed. But I think in New England, where you have an opportunity there for A.J. to kind of control the wideouts, I think it'll fit real well for them. And for the Patriots, it's finally good news after an off season of a lot of distractions,
True.
folks. Come on. No matter how you cut that, and now you go from being a team that was the hunter team. They were hunting down other clubs. Now you being hunted. You know, you went to the Super Bowl in the AFC. So I'm interested to see how the season kind of turns out for New England. I don't think they win as many games as they did a year ago. But, man, if anybody can get this team back on track and to have them focused on a weekly basis, I think it's Mike Rabel. But this may be Mike's most difficult assignment ever as a head coach.
So for our listeners, former Ole Miss star and Titans, Eagles, Super Bowl champ with the Eagles, as Mike just laid out really well. Now A.J. Brown reunites with Mike Vrabel and the New England Patriots, and Drake May is his quarterback. And Drake's solid, but, you know, A.J. got frustrated with Hurts and maybe his lack of accuracy, okay, at times. Or maybe it was a combination of a bunch of things. While Drake had a nice year, I still don't put him in the super accurate level, so this will be interesting if he goes on like a 2 or 3 game deal where he's not as accurate as AJ wants him to be, and how does that look? Now, also, Vrabel's a strong personality. He may be able to rein AJ in a little bit better than, you know, whatever his name is with the Eagles. So, all right, Mike Detillier, WWL Radio TV New Orleans, on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. All right, Mike D, did you see the video of Ed Ogeron with the number 1 recruit in the country, and they're doing like lineman drills you'd see Pete Jenkins doing?
None of that stuff surprises me. And nothing. You know, I've kind of watched and listened to Ed, you know, in his time away from the game. And I knew how much he missed it, you know, and at first it was, you know, I've been doing this all my life. And he sort of became, I was listening to him, but I heard myself talk because, you know, I retired from engineering after almost 30 years. And I swore I'd never take another full-time job anywhere. And then after a while, life, you know, it's different for you, and you become sort of bored with things. And, you know, people want, you know, would you want to take this job? Would you want to take that job? And, you know, I'd made that commitment that I wouldn't take a full-time job. And then, you know, things opened up, and same thing for Ed, in that he's been sitting on the sidelines all this time. He's a great recruiter. He knows the state of Louisiana so well, knows all the high school coaches here, gets to know the family. We've always talked about, you know, it's a much more, you know, a transactional world than ever before. That's just the way college sports are. But there is something about being able to connect with a young athlete. I laugh now because some of his biggest haters that didn't like him at LSU now have become Ed Ogeron lovers. You know, about, oh, man, he can connect with the high school athlete. They were blaming him that he couldn't recruit no more, couldn't keep players no more. Now, man, he's fantastic with the high school athlete. He's always been that way. He's always been that connection family-wise. And, man, he got stories. It's unbelievable. Because once you get him started, then, you know, you're in for a long sit down. He starts to tell you stories. But I knew this would not be a figurehead position for him. The other part that hasn't dropped yet, and because I said this the day he got hired, was that, you know, I understand the part of recruiting. He's one of the best in the business as far as recruiting is concerned. The other part about coaching and technique work with defensive linemen. People, he's just going to stand on the sideline and watch. And my thing is, you done lost your damn mind. If you think he's going to be on the sidelines and they got defensive line drills and he's not going to be in the middle of that, come on. You got to be kidding. You know zero about Ed Orgeron if you say that. You know absolutely nothing about him. He's going to be knee deep into that, and you saw it. He's out there teaching technique work, leverage work, all kind of stuff, and so that he's in his glory doing that, because that's really what he's been all about.
Absolutely.
And teaching, and you know, he always reminisce about, you know, what he learned from years in working for Jimmy Johnson at Miami of Florida, and working for Pete Carroll, and you know, that one year with Sean Payton, and those sort of things that those come back to him. But yeah, he was in his glory. Speeches, motivation, getting your attention real quickly, showing you how to do things as a defensive lineman. Now she's got 3 freshman defensive tackles. And I think that's a big part of bringing him back is getting those guys ready. You don't have a lot of depth. Really, very few teams in college football have a lot of depth along the defensive line or offensive line, to be honest with you. It's part of the NIL transfer portal era. And to get those defensive linemen ready, not maybe necessarily to start, but they're going to have to see extensive playing time. LSU doesn't have a lot of depth along the defensive line. And so I know why he's there, and I think everybody got to see it. His ability to recruit and connect with young players, and also he's recruited and developed 11 first-round pick defensive linemen. Bo, ain't a lot of people walking have done that.
Yeah.
Very, very few. You in that Mount Everest category of guys that have been able to do that. And so I think you saw it on display on how well. And I think Lane Kiffin understood.
Yeah.
And he's always talked about it. Louisiana's different. They different. And so he knew he needed to throw down a play card to get across to high school players. And he threw it down with Ed Orgeron. Everybody knows him. I've seen more pictures with Ed Orgeron in top recruits than I've seen Lane Kiffin in top recruits.
It's like the Beatles have hit Louisiana. It is. I mean, because Lane and Ed generate so much attention, which is what you want in football, collegiate athletics. And you don't have to do that in NFL. You're an NFL franchise. It's either you're good enough, front office, all that. This is about generating a buzz and a brand and attention. And these two guys are like the Beatles. It's like Lennon and McCartney everywhere they go. And it's
pretty much.
Right, Mike D? I mean,
different personalities.
Sure.
Totally different personalities.
Just like Lennon and McCartney.
They played in the same band.
Right.
So you understand it. I'll tell you a quick story. This is 2021. And I had someone ask me if I could get Ed to autograph a few items for their charity event. I texted him, and he texted me back, "Hey, come here Thursday, 11:15." And that was a little unusual for him to give me a specific time. But okay. So I get there at 11:15. The secretary brings me in. He's not there. And so she tells me, sit in the office here, and all the other coaches will be in here shortly. And I'm wondering what the hell's going on. They were calling high school coaches and high school recruits at 11:15 on a Thursday, just wishing them well for the Friday games.
Smart.
And so Ed comes in. He was on the phone with somebody, comes in, and everybody's talking either to a high school coach or a high school kid that they're recruiting. Well, one of the coaches said, Coach, I can't get in touch with a particular player. And he's like, Mike, get on the phone and call him. You know the guy. Call him up, see if he answers. So he was from sort of my neck of the woods. I gave him a call, and he picked up after about 2 rings. Mr. Mike. I was like, hold on a second. Somebody wants to talk to you. I passed it to Ed. He talked to him for 2 minutes, nonstop. Never gave the kid a break to say anything. Then passed it along to the position coach that was recruiting him. And I'm like, wow, they do this every Thursday at 11:15.
Smart.
Calling high school kids and high school coaches to wish them well for the Friday game. And, hey, how you doing? How's mom doing? How's daddy doing? You know, it's unbelievable to watch for that hour of them, you know, calling up, you know, who knows, 50 to 60 high school kids and 50 to 60 coaches in the area. Remarkable.
That is, yeah, that's super smart. And this group's going to be a force. I mean, LSU's a force, period. But you got Kiffin and O and Baker and some other Jews. Holy smokes. It's going to be off the chains. And you look at, again, September 19th, it's going to be epic and crazy and all that kind of stuff with, I mean, Eddie O, who coached. Oh, go ahead, Mike D.
The other part, too, is they understand, too, Frank Wilson's connection down here to South Louisiana.
Sure.
Frank, over the weekend, got two of the highly recruited players to commit to Ole Miss. Okay? That is Pete Golding. A lot of people don't realize that Pete was the guy that recruited South Louisiana and also North Louisiana, I should say. He recruited Louisiana for Nick Saban in Alabama. Mm-hmm. And look at guys they got out of this state. Very few guys left. But if you leave, you were leaving to go to Alabama. And Pete was part of that. Now they've got that Pete Golding, Frank Wilson connection working at Ole Miss. And I think Lane understood this very quickly. Hey, we've got to bring in somebody that knows this area extremely well to help us recruit. And I think that was a huge part of them bringing Ed Orgeron in, along with helping a very young group of defensive linemen they've recruited this year. And I think it was 2 5-star guys and a 3-star guy that they got. So you can see now this is a huge football game of chess being played by both Ole Miss and LSU in the state of Louisiana.
Mike Detillier, LSU Saints insider on the Out of Bounds show. Thanks, Mike D.
Thank you, Bo.
He's the best.
He walked out on that field, and it was like football Jesus had hit.
That was brought to you by Sound and Communications, your next video wall for your church, for your lobby, for your business, for your hospital lobby, powered by Sound and Communications, soundcomav.com.
WRKS Pickens Jackson.
All systems go.
SEC.
Live from the Whiskey 61 Lounge inside the Bank Plus studio.
Is now awarded.
Live in the studio. It's the Out of Bounds Show with Bo Bounds. Streaming live worldwide on the Out of Bounds radio app. And on your radio at ESPN 105.9. All set? Let's go. The Zone.
Oh, I've always thought in the NFL that wasn't even a question. Yeah, you damn right. Dead presidents printed on paper. Cash money.
Out of Bounds, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. Out of Bounds, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. Good morning to you, Bo Bounds. And let's go with Double Down. He's in a big betting mood or something. I don't know what's going on. He's talking about odds and futures and total wins even more than he usually is. That would be, what did I call you earlier? Let's see.
Degenerate.
Well, yeah, but it was something Jackson, something Meadows. I can't remember what it was. I have to. Hot take. Jackson Hot Take Meadows.
I got a bunch of them.
Yeah. Jackson Hot Take Meadows. I like that. So, you like that?
Oh, I got a
Hot
bunch of them.
take.
I bet you were the leader in hot takes at the lunch table in Clinton.
I was the
And I
lunch
mean,
table.
just totally pulling stuff out of your you-know-what.
Didn't matter. You
Yeah.
say it with conviction, they're going to believe you.
Yeah, they will. The Out of Bounds Show is brought to you by Pearl River Resort. Speaking of futures, total wins, Vegas-style sportsbook, Championship Golf. Vegas-style sportsbook, Championship Golf at Dancing Rabbit Golf Club. Hey, we're excited to welcome in a new partner, Ford Plumbing and Air. If you need your AC fixed before this Mississippi heat cranks up, call Ford Plumbing and Air. They're now offering full HVAC services at Ford Plumbing and Air. Full HVAC services, Ford Plumbing and Air, with licensed professionals ready to handle everything from repairs and maintenance to complete system replacements, powered by Ford Plumbing and Air. Their number, 601-940-0597. And they're located in Ridgeland, Mississippi. They're obviously going to come to you, though. And they go all over the metro and central Mississippi. So Ford Plumbing and Air, welcome to the show. Let their team of licensed plumbing and HVAC professionals take care of your home, powered by Ford Plumbing and Air. We're ESPN 105.9 The Zone. It's National Bubba Day. We're giving away 3 giveaways, 3 prizes, gifts, Elijah Craig gift sets. We got an Elijah Craig hat and 2 Rocks glasses for 3 listeners. And here's how you enter to win. When you're talking about National Bubba Day, and we all know a Bubba, and we love them, most of them. I mean, the guys that are nice, good dudes. You have to ask yourself, is Bubba earned or inherited?
Ooh.
Is Bubba earned or inherited? I think it's a great question. Can anyone become a Bubba? Here's how you enter on the, see Jackson's mind's racing. Here's how you enter on the text line. You can answer any number of these questions. For example, if Bubba were running for governor of Mississippi, what's his campaign slogan? More deer, less meetings. What's the most Bubba purchase you've ever made? A boat before buying a house? That would rank up there. Also, I thought this was good. What are the official qualifications to become a Bubba? Wearing camo anytime, anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Owns at least 1 Yeti cooler. I thought this was funny right here. Speaking of can anyone become a Bubba, Is it something you're born into, like SEC football fandom and arguing over barbecue? Huh? I like that.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. It could be innate.
And then we can do the whole, you might be a Bubba if.
Right.
I mean, how many Jeff Foxworthy or Larry the Cable Guy skits did they do? You might be a Bubba if.
Multi-platinum doing it.
You own more coolers than suitcases. Your truck has a nickname. Okay.
Yeah,
You judge restaurants by sweet tea quality,
Hey.
which I don't drink. You own camo for all 4 seasons, not just 2, 4. All right. Those are a couple that I like. So enter in on the text line, and you could win an Elijah Craig hat, which Jackson has one on. They're great looking, and 2 Rocks glasses. That's how you enter, and you could win. All right. Oh, yeah, buying a deep freezer just to store deer heads to mount.
Yeah.
No doubt. That's a good one. You're on the list,
Gotta have
Cal.
What
Bro-
about those guys that have those testicles hanging off their
off the
off their trailer hitch?
Yes,
those are Bubba's.
Okay.
It's terrible.
Oh, wow. What do you think about that, Jackson?
It's horrible.
You don't like that?
Why are they there?
Okay.
It's terrible.
Right.
Bad look.
Bad look.
Bad look.
Okay.
I don't do many things to demand respect, but that's one of them that does not demand respect.
Wow.
No.
Okay.
Put those on your vehicle.
Okay. I don't even know what the hell y'all are talking about.
Oh,
But
you
anyway,
will when I
I'm
show
sure I would if I saw
Oh,
it.
yeah. The little thing they dangle from the trailer hitch.
I don't know. It's not.
You're going to see
It's
you're
not
gonna-
resonating with
You're
me.
going to hate it,
As
you should.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Dole just gave me something. Do we have the? Okay. So we got the times on the regionals.
Right.
10 a.m.
That's when the party starts.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm trying to. This is a Tito's Vodka Bloody Mary game. It looks like they just released the times of the regionals, and so Jackson, if you find those, let me know, and we'll talk about that. Ole Miss. I by the way, I did 30 minutes on the regional to start the show, and then we needed to get into some football too. We need to not just be 100% college baseball. I know I'm fired up. We're all looking forward to the super regionals. What a great accomplishment from Bianco and O'Connor and the players. But, we also want to make sure that we're doing football. And we have to do football, for somebody like NFL Chuck, because he's the biggest Cleveland Browns fan in the state of Mississippi. And his team is now traded away the best defensive player in the league to the Los Angeles Rams, who, by the way, were already good.
Yeah.
I mean, the Rams were already good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
No.
Do you have, let me know if you get the times. I can't read what Dole sent me because it's too small on the screen, and I don't know where the hell my glasses are. So we are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone.
Show me the money!
Bianco and O'Connor with bonuses, but they have been released. All right, what do we got?
All righty. Let's roll with the Morgantown.
No. I want Mississippi State on this.
State.
Always play the hits.
Athens Super Regional. Game 1, Saturday, June 6th, 11 a.m. I'm assuming these are going to be Eastern times.
You're exactly right.
Okay, 11 a.m. Eastern's 10 a.m. our time.
Wow.
That's an early ball game.
Mississippi State plays at 10 a.m.
I don't like that.
Okay. When does Ole Miss play?
Ole Miss Friday.
Okay.
8 p.m., so 7 Central.
So they got the Elijah Craig steak game. And then Mississippi State has the Tito's Vodka Bloody Mary and Nachos game.
Correct.
Interesting. Thank you. All right, we'll hit that on the other side. We got the times for the Super Regionals. We'll go over them next because we are hardcore college baseball.
Why is there air?
First question I asked myself this morning when I got on the shake plate.
Why is there air?
Anybody have an answer? I'm still on the journey. We are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 1059 The Zone.
If a wise man had a dove in his pocket and a rock in his hand, where's the bullfrog?
That's what I was thinking about on the way to work this morning. Anybody know? Bueller? Let me know on the Dancing Rabbit Golf text line, 601-885-3776.
Why is there air?
I know you've asked yourself that question, Jackson. When you're thinking all your deep thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I consider myself a
philosopher?
That, an intellectual.
No question. Hydrocarbon chemist.
Award-winning at that. Yeah, of course.
You knocked down 5 trophies in 1 year.
Yeah, that's what
which is true.
It is. It somehow is true.
I mean, you only went against like 1 or 2 other people.
Didn't matter.
Yeah.
Did not matter.
This is what you said when you won.
Anyone else?
That's what you said.
Anyone else?
I almost went Kirk Cousins.
Oh, and what does that mean?
You know when he was pointing at the woman on the way. You like that? You remember his iconic? It was Monday Night Football. He was running off after they just beat the Eagles. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
He was hollering at the reporter.
I don't
like that?
Usually, yeah. I don't stay up for the end of Monday Night Football, but I get that.
We had
that was funny
for a while.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we did.
Well, you need to add all the ones I've asked about the last 60 days.
Yeah.
It's really despicable.
Yeah, it's despicable you haven't added them.
It's really despicable.
Right?
A guy named Sliced Bread.
If we hire Sliced Bread, we're taking this show to another level. All right, let's go back into the Super Regionals, please. And I want to talk. All right, Ole Miss and Auburn. So Friday, 7 o'clock Central, Ole Miss at Auburn. And then Saturday, 4 o'clock Central. And then we have a to be determined, depending on how that series goes. So that's Ole Miss at Auburn. Friday, 7 o'clock. So it's Friday night. That's cool.
Right.
Saturday, 4 o'clock. Right when you're getting the grill going to smoke the ribs and the brisket and all that stuff. Mississippi State at Georgia is Saturday morning at 10 a.m.
For what?
And it'll be 11 a.m. their time in Athens, but 10 a.m. our time. And then Sunday at 11 a.m. All right, so both Tito's Vodka Bloody Mary games with crispy bacon. And then you've got a Monday to be determined if the series is split, as y'all all know. And so that's what Ole Miss will start on Friday at 7 o'clock. Mississippi State starts on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Bam.
Man.
Are you ready? Let me ask you this. Can you get up?
Oh, no.
Can you get up at 10 a.m.
On a Saturday?
And watch the Dogs versus the Dogs in a super regional with only 16 teams left. And the winner of all these goes to the CWS.
It's going to throw my sleep schedule off.
Okay.
But I told you the other day, there's one thing that I like, that I really do like in sports.
Yeah.
Which I do like multiple things in sports, but there's one thing I really like.
Okay.
It's postseason baseball.
All right.
Don't care what level it is. Postseason baseball is always, it's my favorite. I love it.
Okay.
So.
All right.
I'll get up by the third, fourth inning.
That works.
I can't give you the first. That's
okay.
10's early.
All right. You can order like some crappy McDonald's.
It's true.
At like 10:45 or 11. And then you can watch it on your couch.
Yeah, I don't need to do that. I'm just going to use your card, go to Taste, and boom.
Okay.
Simple.
That's a good spot.
God, it was good.
We were there yesterday.
Drilled.
We were there yesterday, and we saw our friend Lee Pace and Trey Pace.
Yeah. They related?
The two brothers.
They are brothers.
Yes, they're related. They're brothers. Yeah, Lee Pace and Trey Pace know where to go to eat lunch. They were at Taste Italian Kitchen, and we were there too. How was your lasagna?
Well, which part? You know, the lunchtime, because lunchtime was phenomenal.
It looked delicious.
Yeah, but at 2 a.m. it was way better. Oh, it was.
Did you really eat
tagged
at 2 a.m. this morning?
Just reeled the rest of that lasagna, and it was so good.
What is wrong with you?
I mean, it's something about it, man. Food, when it's really good food and it's at that early, it's so much better.
No, the food's fantastic. It's when you're eating.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
At 21 years old, yeah.
That was yesterday.
You're in your mid-30s. What are you doing eating at 2 a.m. in the morning?
Age is arbitrary.
Did you wake up?
Yeah.
Okay.
You talking about after I ate it?
No.
No, I was up.
Oh, you're already up.
Working.
You were not working.
No. I was doing nothing of such.
Oh, gosh. What do we do? Listeners, what do I do with him? What do we do with him?
I don't think you understand how much better it was at 2 a.m.
No, I think it's great at 7 o'clock at night.
Okay, yeah, true.
Or like when you and I were there at noon yesterday, or 1, or 2, or 3, or 4, or a little Tito's espresso martini with some lasagna at Taste Italian Kitchen.
Makes sense.
I almost got a martini at lunch and pulled a power play Mad Men move.
Nice.
But then I forgot. We started talking to I guess it was Lee and Trey.
Yeah.
And we started talking to them. My whole deal was it was National Olives Day.
Right.
And I was going to have a Tito's martini. I can't remember the last time I had a martini at lunch. If ever. But not that I'm opposed to it. But,
definitely
you know, I'm sure we have, you know, through all the this and that. And hey, we're in sports and entertainment, R&D. It's research and development. That's what we did yesterday.
That's right.
I had the world famous meatball. You had the lasagna.
Facts.
What did we get, Mackenzie?
Spaghetti and a meatball.
Okay. I hope she enjoyed it.
Devoured it. I mean, but like at the same time, man, like she could have waited till 2 a.m. and just smashed it.
No.
Oh, that's so good. Because man, you know, especially when you there's nothing else really to eat in the house. Boom.
Brad on the Pearl River Resort text line. Kamish is a unicorn.
I'll take that.
Okay.
It's a compliment. I'll take that.
All right.
I feel like a unicorn.
Let's go back to the time of the games in the regionals. Okay. Ole Miss will play Friday night at 7 o'clock. That's a good spot. Get together. Steaks from Flora Butcher, Elijah Craig Bourbon. That's a good time. Mississippi State plays on Saturday, game 1 at 10 a.m. Brunch, lunch. You can even fire up the grill.
Yeah.
Mid-morning, early morning.
Oh.
Put something on when you get up at 6 or 7 a.m. Midway through the game, or even way before, it's good to go. Maybe want to start with some deer sausage and a Tito's Bloody Mary, and then you put the deer sausage in the Bloody Mary.
Honestly, Wendy should probably just be like the designated chef out there, because if she would just make breakfast casserole for everybody, I don't think there's any. I mean,
breakfast casserole is incredible. Now that she makes it with grits,
I love it.
It was already good, but it's even better. She made it. The kids came home a couple of weeks ago. I don't know what was going on.
Add a little bit of jelly.
And I had a bite. I had a plate. It was phenomenal.
I drilled that.
I love a breakfast casserole.
She kills it. It is really freaking good.
She put some Mississippi State jalapeno cheese in there. She made it with grits. But now I'm in love again. I mean, I've been eating it my whole life, but Mississippi State, eat them.
Yes.
Man, one of the crew in the boxes this weekend had that all diced up in a cheese and grape tray. Damn nations. We're live in the Bank Plus studio.